Hey, Jordan.
Yeah.
Guess what's in this episode?
I don't know.
Feminism!
Ooh. I wonder what it'll be. So
This episode is just all about all the women fighting each other, and that's literally it.
So we're gonna do some cool Mists of Avalon feminism then. So
That's some shit I didn't even know it existed.
yeah. So I mean, I guess it's more Marion Zimmer Bradley feminism is what I would call it. But
More stuff I don't know.
she wrote the Mists of Avalon. Not
Oh,
important.
okay, good.
Our big question this week is, how would we have used mind control on the Justice League? Because they get control of the premier military force in the world, and they make them fight each other for gambling purposes.
Yeah, they don't make them steal anything. They don't make them take over goddamn governments and cities. Hell, they slap a goddamn mind control shit on Wonder Woman. Why can't they do that on Batman or on Superman or anything and just fucking take over? No,
Wouldn't you want your very own Justice League pet?
we're gonna have them fight. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're gonna have them fight, for entertainment's sake, not like have them kill each other. Really, just fight it up, and then they're even gonna take care of them afterwards.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep them living.
Yeah. No, that was
They're fucking stupid.
that plan was poorly thought out.
Oh, very poorly.
It was not a well thought out plan. But this is not the bright minds of the DC universe. This is Roulette and Sonar, so I guess that makes sense.
Right. Well, I mean, this was Roulette getting information from Lex Luthor, who this was his bright idea.
Okay, well, I don't think Lex Luthor was too involved in this. I think Lex Luthor was like, here's some technology, why don't you do like some mind control thing?
Yeah. Here's some science, go use it over there.
I don't think he gave a shit what they did. As long as they brought him money, he didn't care.
Oh, right, yeah, now he's running the organization, so he gets that nice little credit in the pocket, right where all Grudge was getting all his banana dollars.
You don't get helped by me. So, let's do the episode breakdown. We open on a cage match in a bar. It is poorly attended and kind of boring as heck, as the two worst luchadors ever square off.
The two worst goddamn characters. I mean, they're fighting, they're doing all right, but they are dressed like they just got hit by a wardrobe tornado.
And they're both trying to do the Morpheus come at me thing. But they're both doing it
Neo.
back and forth.
Neo does that. Or does Morpheus do that in the beginning? I can't remember.
Morpheus does that when he's training Neo in the first movie in the beginning.
And then Neo does it later.
Yeah, and then Neo does it later, and it's really cool when they do it in the Matrix, but it's less cool when two guys are just doing it at each other. So, you can see why Roulette is a little bit disappointed, and why she doesn't rip out the guy's throat who brings her what looks like $2.28 worth of profits.
Hey, there's a shiny penny in that box that she just dumped out on the floor.
Yeah. So she's so angry she dumps it out on the floor, but she can't really be that angry with him because with entertainment like that, how could she? You can see she's fallen up on a hard time since her Meta Brawl days.
I mean, how she isn't arrested, how she's still doing this shit is astounding to me.
Well, we find that out in the next scene. At Legion of Doom headquarters, Lex Luthor's working on the Brainiac piece, as Paula watches. Sorry.
No, I was agreeing with you. Right. We find out that Roulette is actually a part of this whole shindig operation.
Yeah.
Hoot nanny.
So, Luthor is still failing to revive Brainiac. Sonar, a new character. Think somebody cosplaying as a supervillain really badly, and you pretty much have his costume.
Sonar he actually looks like the Rocketeer.
Oh, really? I thought he looked like a bad guy in a marching band.
Right, that too. He has that whole getup where he looks like the conductor about to go and fucking...
So, he walks in as Lex Luthor talks to the imaginary Brainiac. He doesn't... the imaginary Brainiac suggests a positronic event chamber, which sounds science-y, but he doesn't have the money to build one because it takes a lot of money to run a secret society.
But he's getting a lot of money.
But he's
in the process.
Yeah.
And he's also Lex Luthor. So how much more fucking money do you need?
They say that. They say the government froze his account, so he can't access his money.
Oh, okay. But he's still Lex Luthor.
But he still has money. He just has to spend it keeping the secret society going. So,
I don't know.
So, Roulette joins them.
Yeah, Roulette comes in. Remember Roulette? Yeah, no, she was super important. Super cool character.
She was episode. She was cool.
No, not really.
I liked Roulette. She had a nice triad sort of feel to her. So...
Triad?
Yeah, you know, like, what was it? Chinese Mafia triads?
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah. So... that Lex Luthor's taken all the top villain talent. He doesn't care. She tries to flirt with him, and Tala just attacks her. Roulette, like, brings out her claws or whatever. Okay, let's be honest.
Right.
Tala versus Roulette. We know who's winning this fight. So, Sonar is way too excited about this.
We also missed the part where Tala talks about how Lex Luthor is talking to freaking Brainiac and no one else can see him, and so she says he's talking to his imaginary friend again.
Yeah, this is a normal thing. I think everyone kind of knows Luthor's a bit out there.
Right.
But after what happened to the last guy who tried to challenge Luthor, I don't think anyone's stupid enough to do it.
No one's willing.
Yeah. So.
And definitely no one's going to say that to his face.
Yeah, God, no one's going to say
that.
So, Sonar is way too excited about the girl fight. Seriously creepy, dude. Also, his voice, it's just like weirdly deep. He's got serious baby face and a really deep voice. It's just a little freaky. So, and that gives Lex Luthor an idea.
Sona's like a little kid. He really is. He acts like an idiot all the time, but he comes out with this like deep fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson voice. You know?
Yeah, no.
I'm manly and studly.
That's pretty much the Sonar problem. Well, one of the many Sonar problems. Dude needs some serious therapy. So, basically this gives Lex Luthor an idea. Glamour brawls. He's going to combine Sonar's tech, his genius, and Roulette's ability to set up underground fights.
In all honesty, Lex Luthor wasn't the one that came up with it technically. He's not the one that said it. Roulette said it. Roulette said that was what the idea was. Lex Luthor said, he's like, you've given me a good idea. I think he was going on about, all that shit with the mind control, but none of it for the glamour brawl.
Yeah. Yeah, Roulette thought of that all of herself. It's very Marion Zimmer Bradley-esque in that it's women fighting among each other who keep women down. Sort of thing. And also, Sonar has a brilliant name for it. Chickapalooza. I guess he got top marks in school.
Right.
So we hit credits. Lex Luthor doesn't really seem to have too much to do with this plan. He seems to have handed him a formula and then left. So we open on a Gotham night sky. Black Canary tracks a common crook. She has a great one-liner and music to prep you for the classic beatdown. But instead he lands a blow on her and runs away. Huntress watches, enjoying this just a little too much. And he's almost away when she hits him with a trash can lid. Sorry?
We are seeing Canary getting, like, she's getting clobbered. She's like, this one guy is just like, you know, kind of like sucker punching her in the face. It's like, what's going on?
This is Black Canary, who's went toe-to-toe with A-level villains.
Yeah, no, she wrenched the entirety of the last brawl. She blew up the entire area. She can't fuck with one dude.
That'll be explained soon. Black Canary is shaky.
Oh yeah, no, thank God they explained it. Mm-hmm. I thought they were gonna make it so that she was just like out of her game or something.
Yeah. So Black Canary is shaky getting to her feet. And Huntress puts a tracker on her bike. Black Canary falls into bed exhausted as Huntress watches...
Which was, by the way, super subtle. She, like, turns away. She's like, hey, look at that. Shoots her in the freaking thing.
Well, I think that was the point. That Black Canary was so tired, she didn't need to be subtle. That Black Canary, you could have been dancing around her wearing nothing but a tea cozy. And...
she's so tired.
She's
been fighting all goddamn night.
Yeah. It's been a hard day's night.
It's been a hard day's beat the shit out of villain.
Okay. So, Black Canary falls into bed, but Huntress watches from a nearby roof. I will just say this. You think superheroes, and just people in general in the DC universe, would close their curtains? Like, seriously.
Right. Like, well,
close your curtains.
She's exhausted.
I guess she's exhausted. But considering how much, like, rooftop watching goes on in the DC universe, and how much of time Black Canary spends in her life rooftop watching...
she just walked into a room and fell asleep. I feel like, you know, she's not in her right mind. She just passed the fuck out.
I get she's not in her right mind now, but why were the drapes open at any point?
I don't know.
I don't know. If I were her, given what I knew about that universe, I wouldn't even have windows. Yeah. So, Huntress, as she watches, she talks to her boyfriend, the Question, and they're just delightfully coupley. He needles her about losing the last fight to Black Canary, and I love her response. She just got in a lucky blow.
Or 5 or 6.
Which is good. It shows that she's grown a little bit. The last time we saw her...
right, she's admitting defeat.
In the Cadmus arc, she wouldn't have admitted defeat. She was ready to fight Superman for her pride.
She was ready to fight Superman. I like that, yeah.
So...
she definitely was. Her pride was strong. Well, we saw her grow at the very end of that.
We saw her grow at the end of that episode. Seeing what happened to Question, I think, changed her.
Right.
So...
what happened to Question? It changed her, man.
So she thinks something's wrong with Black Canary. Question says, dude, I'm the conspiracy theorist. If I don't see a conspiracy theory, and I'm crazy, there probably isn't anything. Which makes me wonder if the men's earpieces weren't, like, making them less suspicious or something. Because he had to have noticed Black Canary was having weird things happen to her, and he apparently goes through all the Justice Leaguers' trash. So...
I also really enjoy the thing that Question was looking at. What did he say? He was like, you're right. It is 32 flavors.
Yeah, he found the 32nd flavor of Baskin-Robbins.
Right, which is hilarious.
I assume it's Illuminati flavored. So
Illuminati flavored? What does that taste like? Deception?
Strawberry.
With laced deception.
No, it's actually got cream in it. It's like strawberry and cream.
And milk and sugar and evil and eyeballs.
And truffle.
And trouble.
Truffle.
Is it fun getting into trouble, Jordan?
No, not trouble. Truffle.
Oh,
mushroom.
trouble.
So, she drops it and asks him what he's wearing. Which is...
No! Yeah, ask him what he's wearing. It's like, blue suit, She's like, you're bad at this.
Yeah.
Art sucks.
Which, that is, I think, the most explicit sex joke not written by Dwayne McDuffie in the series.
Right.
I actually, I looked who wrote the episode, and I'm like, no. You're telling me it wasn't Dwayne McDuffie? I was really surprised. But, here's what it is. This was, I think, written by J.M. DeMatteis, whose episodes I tend to like more than you. Let's see, yeah. Teleplay by J.M. DeMatteis, but the stories by Matt Wayne. So, you can tell this is the sort of thoughtful story with lots of plot holes that is really J.M. DeMatteis' calling card. That he's like 75% of the way to being a great writer. So.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like they can all be. I mean, this episode was kind of sexual. There's just all the women fighting each other, the skimpy ones too.
Yeah. So she drops in, asks him what he's wearing. There's a sex joke. And she's jumped out of her conversation when she sees Black Canary leave her bed and drive away, not exhausted. So
she's also just kind of like, she's just zipping around, you know? She, like, really unsubtly, too.
Yeah.
Her entire goddamn, she's on her bike. You know, who's not going to notice that?
Yeah. She's still in her Black Canary getup. She must not really have a secret identity.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like, who's going to fuck with the girl that can shoot lasers out of her mouth?
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and steal from that. No. That's a big no.
I mean, she doesn't have a mask or anything on, so... And she doesn't, really, wear a wig or anything, so... Yeah, no, she must just be. She must just not have a secret identity.
Right. Her secret identity is that collar around her throat. That's it.
Yeah.
God, if I only saw that small part of her neck, then I'd know what her secret identity is.
So...
Then I'd know for sure.
So she drives to Bloodhaven. And I would just like to make a side note here. I love the umlaut in Bloodhaven.
Right.
It gives it a good sort of Germany feel.
Isn't it supposed to be
Old
like
American.
Bloodhaven or something?
What?
Isn't it supposed to be Bloodhaven?
I always thought it was Bloodhaven. It could be
I
Bloodhaven.
don't know. The German and I don't know. Fuck it.
I don't know how to pronounce the umlaut. I just like umlauts.
Umlauts are weird. They don't have any technical wording or anything.
Yeah, it gives it a sort of Scandinavian, Northern European, immigrant, hard scrabble city sort of feel.
Hard scrabble.
Yes. So, I don't know. It's a little thing. I would also point out, we find out the population of Bloodhaven is 1.57 million.
Oh, that's important. Write that down for later.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. 1.157.
God, Jordan, you would have failed that test.
Which is about the size of Austin and Hartford combined. To give you an idea of how big this city is, which is pretty impressive, because I always figured Gotham was New York City, so Gotham is going to have about 8 million people in it. And Bloodhaven seems to only be like a 15-minute bike ride away, and there's another million there.
Jordan, I feel as if the topography of the DC universe is a little more scrambled than that.
Well, it's just crazy how much urban space there is. How much shitty urban space there is in this universe.
Well, I'd imagine that their world is several times bigger than ours.
There are probably more people in their world. Because there seem to be an awful lot of geniuses.
Well, there's also the fact that you have to consider all the crazy shit that goes down, all the explosions and all the buildings that are destroyed. You have to understand that if that was happening at all the time, with every single superhero and every single supervillain constantly, then you'd see just a ruined city every day.
Must be nice being a construction worker in the DC universe.
You've got to imagine that either, they have the world's best, most exceptional construction workers ever, or there's a lot more city than there is in our world. You think about that.
Both are probably true. They probably have really good construction workers. Like, seriously, you must never be out of work if you're a construction worker.
Yeah. Mitch, always on top. Everything. He's great.
Yeah. So Huntress follows Black Canary to a parking lot as the two motorcycled ladies drive through Bloodhaven.
Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa! I just saw... Okay, I'm rewatching, and I just saw the Nightwing reference.
Oh, you saw it? I missed it. I couldn't find him.
So, as they're going through over the bridge, right after the sign that says, Welcome to Bloodhaven, you see a set of 3 gargoyles. And I actually remember seeing that, but I didn't realize
I remember
it was,
the gargoyles. Yeah, one of them was Nightwing?
One of them was Nightwing. The one that, was alive and turned to see. Yeah, he turns and you see the long hair and the bluish, kind of purplish, I guess, mask on his face.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, it's very...
They put a nice touch in here that Bloodhaven is Nightwing City.
Yeah.
So they put Nightwing in here as just like a little cameo. I guess they couldn't get his voice actor or something to make him a character, but it was a nice touch.
He could have just, come in, punched the shit out of people. But, I mean, it was a good reference anyhow.
So, Black Canary parks in a parking lot where she's joined by Fire, and they enter via the elevator. Huntress tries to pick the elevator lock, but is interrupted by a slew of guards, who forgot they were nameless henchmen in the DC universe, apparently.
Right.
So they're quickly dispatched.
But it was a really cool scene. I like that. She just walks in. I thought she was going to pretend like she was, going in.
Oh, I thought that too, yeah.
Yeah, but she just looks at them and is like, going down. The doors close. They all get the shit kicked out of them. She comes out, fine. I loved it. It was such a cool scene.
It's such a huge plot hole, though.
What do you mean?
It's just, why did none of them just fire their gun?
Oh, I think because they were surprised and because she's good like that.
Oh, I thought they knew she was there, and that's why it opened, because that's why there were 8 armed men.
Oh, no, I don't think they knew who she... Because, when you look at one of them, he was very surprised. He was like, wait, what?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that solves that plot hole. That's nice. So...
That solves that plot hole.
Yeah.
On to the 15 others.
Yep. God, there were so many plot holes in this episode.
Yeah.
So, she gets up there. She sees it's a high-class joint. And one quick change of clothes later, and she's a woman of high society.
Where does she get the purse? Where does she get the dress? And where does she put all her shit?
Yeah, these are all very valid questions. I imagine she mugged a woman of around her height.
Right, that's what I thought.
And then hid her clothes in a corner.
Right.
The poor woman who got mugged, but Huntress doesn't seem like the type who would be above doing something like this for the greater good.
Oh yeah. Well, duh. I mean, that's what she's known for. The Huntress is known for being the kind of renegade ex-hero. She's rogue. She's a loose cannon. She doesn't play by the rules.
She's a bit of an anti-hero, yeah. So, it's best not to think about where she got the clothes. So, she blends into the sordid world of the glamour brawl.
Right. She grabs a glass of apple juice and then goes down to...
I don't think there's any pretense that isn't champagne. But...
Oh. No, it's totally apple juice, Jordan.
One, at the very least, it's sparkling cider if it's in a champagne flute.
Oh, right.
But either way, she doesn't drink it.
Urine.
We never see her drink it, but it's smart to take it because it helps you blend to have a drink in your hand. And you can pretend to drink it.
Oh, that and the fact that I totally imagine she would drink it anyway.
I don't think she'd drink it because she knows she's about to fight. And you don't want to dull your reflexes when you're about to fight to the death.
I feel like she's the kind of person that's just very... I'm on a job, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
I don't know. I think she takes her superhero duties seriously.
I think she takes them seriously, but I think she also has fun with it.
She has fun with it, but I don't think she would drink on the job.
Yeah, regardless. Whichever. So, we get into the scene.
So she takes a seat, and it's a very nice seat, with a little betting machine in the armrest that accepts credit cards, by the way. So they would have had to do a lot of bribing to get around the financial system and accept credit cards. That's pretty impressive.
Maybe it's like, one of those Chuck E. Cheese things where they have, you put in cash to get a card, and you swipe that card, you put, like, money on the card. Maybe it's like one of those.
Maybe.
Or like you have in Sports Time, I think, nowadays.
Do they have it at Sports Time now? I don't know.
You have, like, credits on your card.
I didn't know that. It was quarters last time I went to Sports Time.
Well, the last time you went to Sports Time, I imagine, was like, 4 or 5 years ago?
We played pool there once.
Right, we did. It was actually kind of fun.
That was fun. So, this is a serious high-class place. Which, by the way, why are there so many freaking rich sociopaths in this universe? Seriously. How are there enough to fill like a 10,000-seat stadium?
Jordan,
10,000 rich sociopaths.
I can't answer that. I have no idea what to tell you.
And this is just in like one city. One not particularly large city. So...
Well, maybe they're all crowding around, from all over. Maybe they're coming out.
Maybe Gotham, maybe Bloodhaven's like between Gotham and Metropolis. So you're getting the whole Gotham population of sociopaths, the whole Metropolis population of sociopaths, and the whole Bloodhaven population of sociopaths.
Right, and there's a lot of sociopaths. Remember, this world is a lot bigger.
This world's a lot bigger, but still... There aren't a terrible amount of sociopaths in the real world. It's just like, it's not a common thing.
In the real world. But remember, there are basic, random, like, purse snatchers that are stupid enough to continue to do what they do in a world where Superman exists. Why would you even attempt to be a shit-tier bad guy when a guy who can punch mountains in half is a thing? Seriously. This has got to be a big world, man. This is actually kind of fueling my idea of that. I really do think, yeah.
So, there's a just terrifying amount of sociopaths. Maybe Roulette lied and said the superheroes were fighting for charity or something.
I don't know.
There's explanations, I guess.
I feel like, when you become rich in the DC world, you have these luxuries. When there's superpowered people waiting to punch each other.
I am not a Bernie Sanders fan, but this world needs Bernie Sanders.
This world needs Bernie Sanders.
Seriously.
This world needs a happy old man to tell everyone everything's going to be okay.
No. This world needs, like, workers of the world unite.
Oh.
And that sort of thing.
Whichever.
Except the whole Lenin-Marx thing didn't work out so well, so let's try they should maybe try the Bernie Sanders route.
The Bernies.
Bernie Sanders, Jeremy Corbyn route, perhaps. So...
Carrying on.
Yes. A large stage in the center with a force field around it is shown, and...
Very strong force field.
And, yeah. And Roulette reveals the purpose of the fight between Fire and Black Canary.
Is that her name?
Fire, yeah.
Fire? It's just Fire?
Yep.
What does she call her again? Like the
Brazilian Beast
Babe
or
or
Beauty or something like that?
Yeah. And it's just,
she's being
really,
sexualized,
man?
yeah.
Boo!
And I like how they show almost no women in the crowd. That's a nice
there's women. I remember them showing them in the beginning.
There's a couple.
There's a large amount, actually.
No, it's mostly men. The crowd's almost all men.
I mean, it is mostly men, yeah, but they still show women. It's not like they're non-existent or anything.
It's not like they're non-existent, but the ratio's 3 or 4 to 1.
Well, that's something you'll have in everything, usually. You'll always have men be a higher ratio than women in portrayals of, entertainment.
I
Unless
thought
it's
that was
something
on
that's
purpose,
specifically.
because these were the glamour brawls.
Well, yeah, no, I was expecting it to just be all men, but like.
Well, it's high society. They need like the women are like women on their arms. They're not people.
You mean? Oh, jeez, that was harsh. But I know what you mean. They're trophy wives.
Yeah, they're the men. Even when we see women in this scene, they're not treated like people who can. How should I put this? Who can make decisions for themselves and are culpable for their actions. They're treated as trophies.
Well,
And,
I mean,
and
we don't see anything. Well, we don't see really anything happening going on with the women in the audience. We see them all like seated by their own. You know, in the first shot they show us, there's a good number just sitting by themselves. I don't think anyone has
that.
like a.
I remember them all like hanging on a man. Like I said, you're the one who's seen the scene.
Maybe
seeing the scene right now, but I remember the shot. There was like 2 or 3 women in the whole shot, and Huntress is the only one that looks at all empowered.
I'm looking it over right now. In the beginning, there's one hanging on a man because they look like they're playing poker. There's 2 women talking to each other. There's one woman just looking around.
Perhaps I'm wrong.
One of them looking on her like iPad. She looks like she's empowered.
Huh. Well, that's good. I thought they were going. I must only have remembered the one woman who was playing the poker, but I was under the impression that they were trying to reinforce a theme here of this sort of male dominance allowed by women.
In anything, I want to say that they were trying to portray just like the female empowerment of this.
I don't think so. I think this was supposed to show how sexist. I mean,
no, it was supposed to. It was supposed to show the sexist kind of connotations where it's like, hey, you know, guys love chick fights. That's the fucking thing that'll happen. But it was also supposed to show the strength of women in the sense that, you know, these are all high-powered heroes, and they're nuts, and they're all, like, super fucking powerful, you know, and they're all women. That was the point in the end. It was to showcase that.
I think that's what our heroes show, but I think our villains show how to exploit women, to view them as for their bodies, as things to be looked at, rather than independent agents. And if they
wanted to show that, I don't think they would have had a female villain.
I think that shows that really shows how dominant men are, that they can get women to do that for them.
Well, no, it's the whole point of it is to show the fact that if what you were talking about, they're trying to show that it's like a men's world of attaining dominance and, you know, flaunting this over women. So wouldn't it make more sense if it was like solely a woman behind it? But it's not. It's showcasing more of women being empowered and women fighting. That's why we had Roulette come back and actually be a fighter. So she's not just a pretty face. She actually is kind of strong. She was beating the crap out of Huntress for a little while.
She gets her shots in.
What?
I said she gets her shots in.
Yeah.
But in the end, she's really nothing more than a puppet for Luther and Sonar.
She's not really... Well, okay. If anything, Sonar is a puppet of Roulette.
Of Luther.
Okay, they're both... I actually, in all honesty, I don't feel like they're puppets of Luther, because Luther wouldn't shove his hand up that ass if it was made of gold. It's just like he doesn't need to bother with them. He just gave them things so they can pay him and move on. If anything, I think that's, you know, you could explain that that's the reason why they're using the mind control in such petty ways, is that Luther just kind of gave it to them and said, like, do whatever, I don't care, and then left. And then they actually started using mind control, except they're using it for stupid ways because they're, you know, really subpar villains. But the thing is, though...
Roulette's not so subpar.
Roulette?
Yeah.
I'd say Roulette's pretty subpar. Like,
she's got that one thing she does, which is making people fight each other, and she does it really well.
I don't know, because like that's the thing. We see her twice, and each time she's being like sort of helped out. Each time she's really, really meh. She always makes these really bad like wrestling prime time announcements, and I think that's the whole point, is that she's supposed to look petty in comparison.
She is petty, but all supervillains are petty. It's one of the curses of villainy.
No, not all supervillains are petty. We see Lex Luthor. I don't feel like he's petty.
I feel like he's incredibly petty. That's one of his
or we
main
see Darkseid. Darkseid isn't petty.
Darkseid is his own category there.
It's his own category.
When you think you're a god, you do crazy things. So, roulette.
I don't know. Regardless,
yeah.
What I'm saying here is I don't think it's supposed to be imposing like the one gender over another. I think that one situation of thinking that guys are stupid enough to go watch this stuff solely because it's chick fights, that was a jab, definitely. But the main theme of this episode, in my opinion, was to showcase the strength of the female heroes. That they were all willing to fight for each other, and they were all willing to, they blew up everything. They didn't take shit for no one. Even the villain was a woman and was strong. I feel like it was showcasing women, It was maybe, I guess, trying to say that the idea of that is stupid. Look at how strong women can be. I don't think it was saying that. Huh? Because I don't see enough evidence or support for the fact that it's trying to say that this exists in our universe. The whole men being overtly superior to women. I think that idea isn't what they intended.
I think that exists in supervillains.
I think it does, but not in here. I don't think this is an episode where they bring that up.
I'll agree to disagree, I guess. So,
you can suck on my taint there, Boyle.
Cool story, bro. So, roulette reveals the fight between Fire and Black Canary. We also find out this has been going on for a while, because Black Canary is the undisputed champion. Right. I've got to wonder if Roulette keeps fighting Black Canary as revenge for Black Canary shutting down her last meta brawl.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, no, she keeps putting her in the fights.
In the hope that she'll die or something.
Right. I don't know. I would have made Fire my goddamn my
she
victory.
Might not be strong enough. Black Canary is one of the strongest people in the league.
Yeah.
Man or woman.
What?
I said men, say man or woman.
Yeah, man or woman.
She's one of the strongest there is.
She's probably
the best at hand-to-hand.
After the main category, after the main guys, I'd say there's like a top 5, and she's definitely in it.
Yeah. She's definitely that second tier. So. Yeah. So they fight. And we can actually see real burns on Black Canary. And real damage to Fire as Black Canary knocks her out with a sonic scream.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I just have to make reference to this. We saw a little bit. They don't really reference or talk about it, but it was interesting because we showed that Fire learned while she was fighting. I mean, not to say that she was like a robot, but it was kind of a Black Canary uses a trick where she runs off of one of the pillars to flip behind her, and then Fire, she does it twice. She does it again the second time, and Fire immediately shoots behind her to hit her, and that's how she gets her. I loved that because it was kind of like showing, they're actually thinking while they're fighting.
But they're only thinking animalistically. We even see them grunt when they're under the mind control.
What I mean by that, and we actually do when Black Canary wins. After that, she's like which is really stupid. But
it shows that they're on a lower level.
They were thinking about the fight choreography. What I mean, like the animators thought about how the characters would fight. They didn't think about just like, let's make them use their powers, let's make them punch and and kick and scream and yell and all that good shit.
This series does have consistently fantastic fight choreography, although
Right,
the animation in this episode is a bit of a step down from other episodes. So, there's definitely times where the resolution is a little lower. So, the crowd loves it. As fire is lowered beneath the stage, they cheer. This is not the same Black Canary who lost to a pickpocket. After the match, Huntress confronts Black Canary about hurting Fire, and Black Canary attacks her. It speaks well, I think, of Huntress, that in confronting her, she asks if she's undercover or what was going on, and her first thoughts are that Black Canary is playing a part, that she wouldn't do that.
Right.
That's nice. It shows that Huntress, while there certainly are hard feelings about the whole beating her up thing, she still has her head on her. So
I like it because you can clearly see that they have this bond now, where it's not she's going to throw a punch at her from behind. She's going to ask her what's up.
Yeah.
She's trailing her because something's wrong. She's watching her because she wants to know what's going on. She wants to help out. It's that good shit.
She might have been better off throwing a punch, though, because Black Canary's reaction is to fight. During the fight, the earpiece gets knocked out.
I love that part. She's like, she gets her earpiece knocked out, and we realize that that's actually what's controlling her. Yep. Because she has a moment of clarity where she's like, huh? What's going on? And then
Huntress just decks her.
Socks her in the face. Oh, he just decks her right there.
And then Sonar and Henchman point a gun at her, and she's like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. But I really love that moment, and she explains it later when she's talking about, it's like, you punched me. It's like, I had to, make sure. Yeah. I had to see if you were actually that or not.
So the next scene, they're in a prison together. And Black Canary and Huntress realize they're being controlled through the Justice League earpieces. Roulette then comes in and tells them that they're going to be eliminated in the ring. She brings them into the ring and sets up their fight with Hawkgirl and Vixen.
Which is confusing, because why didn't she slap the mind control on them before doing it?
I assume once you break the mind control, it's gone.
You assume a lot. You assume that these writers are smart at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's a pretty easy plot hole to fill in, because maybe there's something very specific about the Justice League earpieces that lets them use that for mind control. So
okay, that makes sense. It's because they were using it for their telecom, right?
Yeah.
The telecommunication or whatever. So they would only have one of them, and they were using it through them. So, okay, that makes sense. All right. Very clever, very clever. I'll give you that one. I was wrong.
Yeah. So, for some reason, Black Canary's sonic scream doesn't work on Vixen. Maybe she used the spirit of some animal that doesn't have ears.
Well, she was talking about how she, in the cell, like, she had lost her voice or something.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Remember? But then that doesn't make any sense because she uses her scream like twice.
No, she uses it later. That makes no sense. I'm just gonna guess that Vixen used the power of some animal that doesn't have ears.
And well, she was also talking like she had lost her voice. Remember? She was in a deeper.
Oh, I thought she was speaking quietly so they wouldn't be overheard.
That's what I thought too. But Huntress was just shouting.
I don't think Huntress has the subtlety of Black Canary.
Huntress was just shouting, and they didn't make a motion to have Black Canary try to make her stop. So that's what I'm assuming is that they were saying that she was trying to conserve her voice.
Yeah. So Black Canary manages to free Vixen, who helps them. Vixen tries to stop Hawkgirl a little less violently, but Hawkgirl just really wants to hurt her. Vixen then tells a funny joke about, and I was just starting to like you.
Right, I love that. Oh no, I think she said we were just starting to patch things up or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was cute. It was very much like, I'm in this situation where the girl that my boyfriend is in love with is trying to kill me, but I still appreciate you kind of thing. And so I'm going to crack a joke
Nice little bit of sisterhood there. So, they fight more and show some good teamwork, trapping Hawkgirl and then freeing her from the mind control. Hawkgirl says, "Where am I? Wait, I don't want to know," which is just so Hawkgirl.
She also cracks. I mean, Wonder Woman does it later. She tries to crack a bun too, sort of, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Wonder Woman would totally be like, "What's going on? Why is everyone so hurt? God, Hera, I will save everything." You know, she'd go right into her fucking big mother thing.
Well, the day was already saved.
Right. Well, yeah, the day was already saved, so very clearly the writers could have just given her this easy line to say where nothing really bad is happening. But she just got out of a situation and is looking at all of her, the female friends of hers, and they're all gotten the shit kicked out of them. I think she would be a little bit more concerned than, "You all better explain this to me right now because I'm mom. Mom pants are on."
So, and Vixen fills her in. She is less than delighted at their situation. So, Vixen and Hawkgirl have a real nice repartee here. They sort of play off each other well. So, Huntress taunts Roulette, which is a mistake because Roulette has let's call it, a secret weapon we call Wonder Woman.
Right, yeah. And she had Wonder Woman. She fucking got Wonder Woman. If she could get Wonder Woman, you could get anyone from the Justice League. You could
maybe not Martian Manhunter.
Get anyone. I mean, and even then, if you couldn't, let's say it was on a fucking, there was a cap, a quota, you could only control X amount of heroes, or you could only get that many, up to that many, you still have Wonder Woman. She is the second strongest in the entire league right now. The fucking second strongest. And what do you do with her? "Oh yeah, grudge cage matches, that seems good. Yeah, no, we'll make some money off of it. Yeah, no. I don't know, maybe go and usurp a country. That seems pretty cool."
Why stop at one country? You have the whole Justice League mind controlled.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, you could take over the world and still make afternoon tea.
Yes! Jesus Christ!
And you don't even need people to know you're taking over the world. You just have Superman have a press conference that says, "Yo, I'm in control of the world right now. By the way, wait 10 seconds. And I just disarmed all your nukes."
You're right. And I'm sending...
Ta-ta for now.
And over in 3, 2, sees a mushroom cloud on the side. Oh, there he is. He got there early.
I never really liked Gotham.
I never really liked Gotham. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
Have one of the many heroes that can do that.
Yeah.
Just nuke it. Oh my god.
So, yeah, this might be how should I put this? Slight mismanagement of resources. So, they fight and they have good teamwork. But it's Wonder Woman. So it's not going well for our heroes.
Oh yeah, no, she is beating the shit out of them.
Hawkgirl and Black Canary break through the force field and run as the crowd boos. The crowd is serious sociopaths. Like, seriously. They're about to die. You don't get to boo them.
Right.
So...
Well, I like the part how... What's her name? Wonder Woman hurls Vixen off into the crowd. And I love what happens there because she uses her elephant form to give herself more weight and more power behind her push.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense that her, slamming down into the stadium, butchered it. It, left a crater. And I loved that because that was, still a thing that they remembered. They kept it a bit. Even though, the plot of this episode is written by a 5-year-old, they still had a lot of good things about it.
That's not true. It's written by a 15-year-old.
Oh, right, yeah.
5-year-old would write a better plot than this.
Right, no, it's girls fighting each other, so it's hormonally driven.
Yeah. So... Yeah, so Hawkgirl and Black Canary fight through waves of guards, waves of Roulette's henchmen. So, while Vixen and Hawkgirl draw Wonder Woman, less of a good assignment. They show good teamwork, but Wonder Woman. So, so it doesn't work out well for them. At one point, Hawkgirl almost kills Vixen by substituting Vixen for herself on one of Hawkgirl's attacks. Hawkgirl manages to stop the maze just in time before Vixen becomes roadkill. And they share a nice look of understanding and gratefulness before they are continued to be beat up by Wonder Woman. So, where are we?
I do like the fact, I thought they made a bit of a show of it, which was interesting. I'm not sure how to take it, but when Vixen and Hawkgirl were fighting her together, and there were moments where they were kind of hitting each other by accident.
Yeah.
And Hawkgirl almost caves in her face, and they pause, and Hawkgirl kind of peels back horrified. I thought they were going to make something more of that.
They did. They just did it with their looks, with their animation.
Well, but the thing was, they made it seem like she was about to have some kind of revelation with it.
She did have it. She just didn't, say it out loud.
Well, no, but why? Why
because there are two people who don't get along so well.
Well, no, they were getting along. They were getting along more. They're fighting together right now. They're fighting an uphill battle.
I thought this was a moment that built a relationship between the two of them. I mean, they already had a relationship and they already got along reasonably well. They had their, oil and water thing going on.
I guess so.
But
I mean, it was a quick moment. I'll believe it, but
I thought they did a nice job using just that look. I thought it was the best animation right there of Hawkgirl's look of the whole episode.
Right. I mean, the face looked terrified, and I thought she was going to say something about it.
So it's kind of cool how through these fights they build the Hawkgirl and Vixen relationship and the Huntress and Black Canary relationship.
Right.
The fighting. It's very good storytelling. It feels season one-ish.
Season one-ish. I just really enjoy the fact that they have each other's back.
Character through action.
They're fighting completely. Yeah, no. She's about to slam into her face. I'm watching her right now, and she reels back. She's like, "Oh my god!" But they sit there and they wait. They pause it for a moment, and they stare at each other. And I definitely feel like Vixen should have smiled or something. I think Hawkgirl should have been phew, and sighed. She really felt...
I don't think they needed to do that. I got everything I needed from Hawkgirl's face.
I don't know. I guess I just expected a little bit more.
I think it was nice they didn't telegraph it for us. They let us presume what was going through Hawkgirl's mind.
Presume.
It felt like they really treated me as smart there. I liked that. So, it's good storytelling in my mind. So, Hawkgirl and Black Canary fight through more waves of Roulette's henchmen. And
I like that part, though. That part was funny because
headquarters.
They see the henchmen. That was the best part because they see the henchmen and they're like, all right, this we know. They're just henchmen. And then they just start kicking the shit out of them. That was funny.
Although, plot hole.
Yes, yawning, Jordan?
Sorry about that. Serious plot hole there. Because Black Canary, before she got mind controlled, was so weak she couldn't beat up a pickpocket. Now she can beat up private security guards. It made sense when she was, I
feel like she's got the adrenaline in her.
I don't know.
She's still going. They showed healing up. They were going to heal up fire. So, hold on. I'm about to sneeze. Yeah.
So,
okay. I'm back. They showed they were about to actually fix up fire so she could fight again. So I'm assuming that's what they did with Black Canary.
Maybe.
Or no. Here's another thing. Maybe what was happening is because of the fact that she was under mind control, she couldn't use all of her power, So now that they took her off of it, she could go again.
Maybe. I like that explanation. We're going with it. So, Black Canary and Sonar's sonic weapons sort of cancel each other out. It's kind of cool that they're evenly matched. And Huntress aims her crossbow at Roulette.
No, they aren't evenly matched. She fucking rips right through his thing, man.
She doesn't.
Yes, she does.
He fires his gun, she does her scream, and they're evenly matched.
No, they're not evenly matched. He fires her gun. He fires his gun, and it gets vaporized. She sonic sirens. He fires the gun. They shoot back and forth, and his gets blown up.
Does it?
Yeah, no. If you can't remember that, it's what breaks the screen of that, like that top box thing.
Yeah.
They're in. It separates them, but no, they do fight later on, and it shows. It's actually kind of cool because Sonar has sort of his own little way of fighting.
Yeah, he's got his own fighting style based on
his
his
weapon. I like that. He had like that double clap because he could place panels on her head. I loved that.
And she does the technical block.
More of him fight, huh?
Yeah, I like that. That she does the technical block. That's great technique, but because of his unique fighting style, he gets the upper hand.
Right.
And he's scrambling her brains to serve with bacon. And when Huntress, who has since defeated the surprisingly powerful Roulette, throws Roulette into him and destroys his weapon.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I thought it was interesting to show the fact that she was actually strong. She was, stronger than we imagined. But they definitely.
I like how her hair pieces, they came out and they were weapons.
Yeah, and they're actually weapons.
That was a nice touch. It really fit her character, I think.
Right, to have these weapons kind of
like that. It was kind of cool. They did a good job animating her with her hair down.
Right, that little poof.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. So, Black Canary and Huntress stand over Sonar with an ultimatum. Kill the signal, or he'll get killed.
Yeah, or I'll put, like, these goddamn deadbolts in your head. I also like the fact that Huntress is pinning Roulette down, and just like, who's better? And she like, tightens her arm up in a way, she goes, you!
Yeah.
I loved that. It's very Huntress, to push every little thing in the direction where she's just kind of like being a bully at this point.
Yeah.
It's very cute and funny.
But if anyone deserves to be bullied, it's Roulette, since she is pretty much a professional bullier.
She's a professional dick.
Yeah. So, Sonar chooses to kill the signal, just in time, because Hawkgirl and Vixen are losing badly. In fact, their heads are about to be smashed together, potentially fatally. So.
Oh yeah, holy shit.
Wonder Woman is a little bit confused about where she is, but she stops in time to save their lives. So, the bad guys are caught, and they can heal without mind control. So, Black Canary and Huntress hang back. Black Canary thanks Huntress, even using her real name, Helena, which is a real nice name. It's a really sweet moment. Black Canary offers to get Huntress back in the league, but Huntress is kind of happy how she is. So.
Yeah, they do have this cute little moment where they see each other as equals. Yeah. See each other as, like, worth fighting, rivals in a way. They want to test each other's skills. They're like, they're kind of like, my Pokemon's better than your Pokemon. Oh yeah? Let's settle it right now.
My dad could beat up your dad, that sort of
stuff. My dad works at Nintendo. So that's how I got Peekaboo early. But I can't show it to you because it's super secret.
Yeah.
I don't know how many fucking times I've heard that stupid line being said online. I felt like it was a little weird. They have sort of a strip show at the end, like kind of going back to the whole...
No, it was a Rocky 3 sort of ending. Alright, let me break it down.
They made a big show out of it. They made a big show. I don't feel like that was really for Rocky 3. That was more for... It was like an action kind of, sexual romance thing.
So then Huntress ruins it by saying she was winning the fight. Black Canary says, why don't we settle it now? Huntress initially doesn't want to do it because of the events, but she can't hold down her real nature. She wants to fight. So they agree, best 2 out of 3. After
They do one thing I'm very pleased with, and that's the fact that they end it with them flying through the air with a kick.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, whenever you see them end with that, you always see them, like, face-to-face with their punches.
Yeah.
Like, lined up. That is absolutely the worst thing you can do in a fight. One, you are going to just crash. There is no punching involved. 2, the worst thing you can do is wind a fist back, because you get nothing from that. You get more power holding your fists in front of you with quick jabs than you would ever get with trying to do that crazy super charging your punch all the way from fucking home base to slam into the bad guy.
No, you're right. But it's a TV tradition to do that.
Right, yeah.
So, they do that.
They do that.
And it's like a sort of Rocky 3 style freeze frame. It's nice. I wish they'd done the colors like in Rocky 3, but I like the ending. I think it's fun.
It was very cute.
So, and it's a little bit less stakes here. Just falls 2 out of 3.
Right. Oh, well. I mean, in all honesty, the idea of... Alright, I'm going to bring this back. But I felt like because of the fact that they tried really hard to theme this episode with the whole female agenda and whatnot, I'm not saying that in a bad way. That makes it sound really, like, assholey. With the female idea, it made it, it made it more of, we didn't really have any idea of what to make the plot. We were just solely having it be this. This is all we really wanted, and the plot took a back seat.
It feels like a 15-year-old wrote Justice League fan fiction.
Right.
So, it's not great storytelling. There's more holes in this than Swiss cheese.
But the more Swiss cheese you have, the less Swiss cheese you have.
The more story you hear, the less
the more
sense it
story
makes.
you hear, the less story you hear. Whatever. I mean, how would you... Okay, going back, we're going to rate this anyway. So I guess you should bring up the...
Yeah.
Bring up the order again.
I think we're both agreed that there were so many better things we would do with mind control. Not the least of which is taking over the world. So, where would you put this episode?
I have such an odd way to think about this, but how I see it is they did a really good job. In all honesty, a really good job with the fight choreography. Like, I say that a lot about other episodes, but this one actually kind of took into consideration a lot of the things that were going on. A lot of the plot points didn't make sense at all to the point where it became annoying. But I feel like what they had to offer was better. It was like a half and half kind of thing. So I can't really say it was a bad episode. It was a bad story, but it was entertaining at least. Like, I really enjoy watching a lot of the characters fight together. I love watching Vixen and Hawkgirl, like, combo each other. That was great. Hawkgirl flying up, and it was just, oh my god.
They showed great teamwork. And I like how the Hawkgirl and Vixen story paralleled the Black Canary and Huntress story.
Right.
So where would you put it?
I don't know. I'm like still trying to see. I'm trying to pinpoint because, like,
So
I don't know. Okay, Here, let me think about this. I liked it more. Oh God, I'm like, I may have to come back to this.
I can go first if it's easier.
Yeah, you go first.
So the episode I thought of first to compare this to is another J.M. DeMatteis script, For the Man Who Is Everything.
DeMatteis.
But I don't think it was as good as that. And then I just kind of went down from there. Because this is an episode that had really good high points.
You loved For the Man Who Has Everything.
I love the high points of For the Man Who Has Everything.
Right.
That has some very low points.
Right.
So the high points in this episode aren't nearly as good. But the low points aren't as bad either. Okay, the low points are about as bad. The low points here are very low. So, I don't think it's really in that league. So then I went down a couple, and I'm like, Hawk and Dove. That was a pretty solid episode. So it was worse than that. Dead Reckoning. Highs and Lows. I Am Legion, Double Date. Both, I think, were better. And then we get the kid stuff and the Ties That Bind, which are the episodes I don't really like so much, and I think it's above that tier.
Right.
So, I put it in at 29, Grudge Match, here we are, between Double Date and Kid Stuff. Right at the bottom of my stuff I would be excited to watch tier.
Right.
This is my dividing line of an episode I would gladly watch.
I get you.
Like,
it actually
this comes on TV, I'll watch it any day of the week.
In all honesty, I feel like I would watch all of them any day of the week.
The only two, I would still watch Kid Stuff and the Ties That Bind, but I wouldn't be terribly excited about it.
Right.
Kid Stuff, I think, is much better than the Ties That Bind. I think there's a big jump from 30 to 31. And then there's a even bigger jump from 29 to 30. So, where do you put it?
So, thinking about that, I compare it to the Great Brain Robbery, which is funny because that was the last fucking thing we saw.
Yeah.
In the Great Brain Robbery, we had a lot of moments where they did very well, but there were also a lot of moments that didn't make any sense and a lot of moments that just failed in terms of portraying a story and portraying a joke. I thought most of the time that Flash spent being Lex Luthor was really poorly written. It was a joke that dragged on for too long, and
that was kind of my favorite part of that episode.
I know. I felt like the better half was the Lex Luthor being the Flash, though, because it was funnier and it was cooler. There was a lot more animated.
One really good joke, but
I mean, like that joke paired. If I ever want to talk about how funny this show is, I always refer to that joke.
That joke is so great.
That joke. At least I can learn the Flash's secret identity. I have no idea who this is. And it was just like such a depressing acceptance kind of thing. He accepted defeat like so quickly. But the thing is, it's just like, I don't want to put it below it, but I don't want to put it above it either. Because I feel like the choreography was great, but the story was like physically painful. And I don't want to say that it pained me too much that it would go lower, because the choreography is still something to be really admired.
The fight choreography is just truly excellent.
Yeah,
it's what makes this episode watchable, really.
Oh yeah, no, in this one it really was good. So I kind of want to say it's a tie. I want to put it at 24. Can I do that? Can I break the rules?
No.
Is that okay?
No.
No. I guess I'd put it on. It was a great merit, you know. I really have to say that it merited a lot. The fight choreography, but the plot was just so dumb.
So dumb.
Yeah. So underneath, put it above To Another Shore, but beneath the Great Brain Robbery.
Yeah. To Another Shore. Where did I put that? Because I remember really liking that episode. Yeah, wow. That might be the biggest jump. There are 20 spots between where we ranked it.
To Another Shore?
Yeah.
Which one was that again?
That's the one with King Eric, not King Eric, what is it? The Viking guy.
The Viking guy.
Prince John or
I
something like that.
didn't really like that episode.
Yeah, and they were comparing Prince John with Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman tries her hand at diplomacy and kind of fails miserably.
Right, it sounds more like she's gonna kill everyone instead.
Which, admittingly, if I lived on an island and I was a superpower diplomat, I might threaten a little violence here because, your civilization could go away if they don't do it. And you have power to threaten people. Why not? And this was our 5th to last episode.
Right.
I mean, we'll probably do like a wrap-up, re-ranking sort of episode.
Oh, yeah. I definitely have to, while we're watching, I'm going to have to rank them as per a number, not per order. Like, say, this one got an 8.5, this one got a 7, maybe make like a chart. Maybe make a chart, like saying what they did right, what they did wrong, and how that ranks up. How about that? That
sounds like a lot of work.
I would totally do that. Okay. How about this instead? We make it so that you have a list of 5 things, ranging from 1 to 5. Like this one, saying it gets a 5 means it gets the most, so we can add them all together to show them where they are.
Yeah. We'll have fun with it.
Right.
We'll make tiers and figure out what seasons we like.
Oh my god.
So, we'll figure it out. We're going to have fun in that last podcast.
Definitely.
So.
Well, I'm going to go have a magical fucking journey and rewatch all this shit. That's not exactly the thing that I'm going to say is the worst part of my day. I'll give you that.
So, stay tuned for our exciting final episode coming in just a couple weeks. Although probably because I'm terrible at editing on a schedule, probably in a couple months, and all of it dropped at the same time because I finally got around to editing it.
Probably because we have the budget of literally $-.
So, have a wonderful day.
Any more comments there, Jordan?
Well, normally we end with "Stay beautiful."
Stay beautiful.
But considering how much objectification there was in this movie... I'm going to, in this episode, I'm going to end with, continue having a great personality.